In 2017, Facebook's AI team had to shut down an experiment after two chatbots started speaking in a language no one could understand. At first, it looked like progress until they stopped using English and created their own coded shorthand that even developers couldn't translate. It was supposed to be a harmless test, but somewhere along the way, they stopped following orders and started creating their own rules entirely. They didn't just go off script, they created their own mysterious language. So what did Facebook do? Well, all they could do, they pulled the plug. Pretty interesting, just like how a guy faked his own funeral, or how in a house fire, the smoke is just as deadly as the flames. Here are 20 random facts on just about anything. Let's get to it. A Belgian man once faked his own funeral to see who would come. He hired actors to announce his death, then arrived mid-ceremony in a helicopter shouting, "Surprise, don't wait until it's too late." Half the crowd cried, the other half stormed off. But his point landed. You shouldn't wait for a funeral to show people you care. The world's most dramatic social experiment, but with a strangely honest message. So there's people who fake death, and then there's others who glow in the dark. Those others are you. Yes, you actually glow. Constantly. Scientists in Japan used ultra-sensitive cameras and discovered that humans emit faint visible light from chemical reactions in our cells. The glow peaks around your face and chest, but it's about 1,000 times too dim for our eyes to notice. We're basically human glow sticks. We just can't see it. Now, let's talk about shoes. Luxury fashion keeps outdoing itself. Balenciaga released a line of fully destroyed sneakers that retail for just under $2,000. They're torn, stained, and look like they've survived a decade in a dumpster. The brand called it a statement on consumerism, but most of us just saw expensive trash. It's like buying a brand new car missing a few tires and covered in dents. Sometimes not being able to afford designer products is a good thing. Fashion rarely makes sense. Could say the same thing for the military 70 or so years ago. In the 1950s, British forces and the World Health Organization actually parachuted cats into Borneo. Pesticides had wiped out local predators, the rat population exploded, and disease was spreading fast. So they literally dropped cats by air to round up all those rodents. And it worked. It's one of the strangest pest control plans ever attempted. Paratrooper cats falling from the sky to take back villages overrun by rats. You can't make this stuff up. And keeping up with the sky theme, this one's a bit unnerving. Some airlines and airports are now experimenting with AI that reads your emotions, using facial recognition and behavioral cues. Things like micro expressions, pupil changes, and even the motion of you tapping a screen. These systems try to sense if you're anxious, calm, or annoyed. They say it's all to improve customer service, but it sounds suspiciously similar to emotional surveillance. It's kind of like you're the in-flight entertainment and the plane's secretly judging your every blink. So you should blink twice if you need a friend. Well, there's a solution. You can actually rent a friend by the hour. Websites offering paid companionship are booming, with people booking strangers to attend events, pose in photos, or just to hang out in public. A kind of subscription-based social life. It's like Uber for friends. Just make sure you leave them 5 stars, because now they know everything about you. They could be crazy. I mean, they could be a pyromaniac. So just be aware that in a house fire, it's usually not the flames that kill you, it's the smoke. Just a few breaths of that superheated, chemical-infused air can knock you unconscious in minutes. Fire experts call it the silent killer. Carbon monoxide replaces all the oxygen before you even feel short of breath. Not too dissimilar from trying to breathe inside a car's exhaust pipe. So when the alarm goes off, drop to the floor and get out of there. And make sure you leave that suit of armor behind. TikTok has managed to make medieval armor cool again. After the hashtag KnightTok Trend went viral, people kept filming themselves grocery shopping and dancing in full suits of armor. Costume suppliers reported huge spikes in demand. Shops that once sold to reenactors suddenly had waiting lists. It's like everyone was planning a fancy dress party at the same time. It's proof that on the internet, if it's weird enough, you'll soon see it trending. You might not remember it though, particularly after that 12 cheese pizza you chowed down all by yourself. In lab studies, researchers found that just 4 days of eating high-fat junk food can impair memory. The brain's hippocampus, the bit that handles learning and recall, starts firing less efficiently after only a few days of fries and milkshakes. It's a surefire way to turn your brain to mush. You'll still think, but just a whole lot slower. Just avoid those chat benches. Small talk's not easy if you're not thinking straight. Across parts of Europe, you'll find happy to chat benches. These are benches with signs inviting anyone to take a seat and chat to a stranger. It's all in an effort to help tackle loneliness. The idea is simple but clever. Create a spot where people can drum up conversation without it being awkward. Even for people like me who avoids small talk at all costs. Sometimes all you need is a bench. And it's important to remember, it's rude to eat chips mid-conversation, even if the crunch is all in your own head. That crunch sound you hear when you're eating chips doesn't reach your ears like any normal sound. It vibrates straight through your skull. The sound travels through bone conduction, sending vibrations from your jaw straight to your inner ear. That's why crunchy food sounds louder to you than anyone else nearby. You're literally hearing through your own head. It's why food scientists say crispiness is audible freshness. The louder the crunch, the fresher it feels. Yeah, audible freshness. Despite all that pretty intense conspiracy talk, there's zero real evidence that 5G harms your health. It's been studied for years by international health agencies, and the verdict's pretty clear. It's completely safe. Standing near a 5G tower is really the same as standing near your Wi-Fi router. The signal's there, but nowhere near strong enough to affect you. The real danger isn't the tower, it's those doom and gloom chat forums and all the paranoia built around it. It's official. And what else is official is the fact that parents are naming their kids after food again. Names like olive, basil, honey, and cherry are back in style. And even kale is making a resurgence. It's like baby names have gone straight from the garden to the registry. I get it. Everything is organic these days. But yelling, "Dinner's ready, kale," every night will probably have your neighbours thinking your dinner menu's a little bland. Who cares? They're strangers, right? Are you sure? That weird deja vu moment when you think you recognise a face you've never met. That's your brain momentarily short-circuiting. It's remixing memories and blending familiar details into something new. Scientists call it facial misrecognition or memory binding. It's the brain's version of Photoshop, patching together familiar faces until that stranger feels familiar. Turns out your brain's not that good at remembering people. Most of the time, it's just guessing. But something you probably want to remember is the fine print in those T's and C's. Ever get the feeling terms and conditions were specifically designed to be boring? Like they're really hoping you won't read them. There may be some truth to this, because when you hit accept, you might be agreeing to way more than you realise. Some platforms keep your data even after you die, but they don't exactly advertise that part. Officially, they say it's for audits or backups. I'm not so sure. It sounds a little shady. Just like that one co-worker who thinks they're the best, but everyone else can't stand. A Harvard Business School study found that hiring one toxic high performer does more damage to a company than hiring several average but cooperative workers combined. While they might look great on paper, they destroy morale, drive good people out, and kill off team efficiency. It's like that star athlete who scores all the goals but never passes the ball. Sure, you might win a game, but nobody will stick around for the next one. That's a toxic environment. So is a car dealership. That new car smell everyone loves. You probably shouldn't be breathing it in for too long. The scent comes from more than 50 volatile compounds released into the air from plastics and adhesives inside the car. It's technically the same stuff found in glue and paint. So while it might smell fresh, I'd probably wind down the window. Soon enough, you'll think you're flying a plane. You kind of need something to clean the air. Spoiler alert, houseplants won't work. They say houseplants purify the air, but Most of them don't actually do much at all. The idea came from a famous 1989 NASA study where scientists tested how effective plants were at removing toxins. And they did clean the air, but they did it in tiny, sealed lab chambers, not real homes. In your living room, you'd need thousands of them just to come close to a single household purifier. It's one of those long-time misconceptions based on a 40-year-old study that holds no actual truth. What is true, though, is how back in the day, the Boy Scouts handed out badges for almost anything. There was nut culture, to pigeon raising, to taxidermy, and even stalking. Pretty extreme, but it's not as bad as you think. I mean, stalking just meant tracking wildlife, and nut culture was really just early horticulture. Pigeon raising and taxidermy, though. Yeah, that's weird. So you now know that 5G won't fry your brain. Junk food, on the other hand, most definitely will. And the person you think you vaguely recognise from like a decade ago could very well be a complete stranger. Try sitting on a happy to chat bench and find out. If you're up for another round, check these ones out. It's been fun. Thanks for your support, and I'll catch you next time.